Alright, so now we're going to continue the HTML tutorial, and the first thing I'm going to show you is a line break. So let's say you don't want to start a whole new paragraph, but you do want to go to a new line. You can use a BR tag to create a line break. So I just placed one between, this is the text of my website, isn't it great? And that should make this pop down one line. And it did, and you can add another one, or as many as you'd like, to continue pushing this line down as far as you'd like. And it's good for formatting in case you're working on something that needs special formatting. The next thing we want to add is a new paragraph so we can create a link. So let's go ahead and say this cool website I found. It's called Google. Alright, so now we have a new paragraph at the bottom that says, hey guys, check out this cool website I found. It's called Google. But we want to make Google clickable and actually go to Google. So we're going to use an href tag. So it's an attribute, I believe, and then it's hyperlink reference. I don't know. It's ahref, so we're going to type it in ahref equals, and we're going to type in the website address, the entire URL, starting with HTTP and ending with the /. And end the quotes and close the tag. So now that we've done that, at the end of this, we're going to close the A tag. And if we save it, we can reload. And now this is a clickable link. And if we click on that, it goes to Google. Perfect. So now what I'd like to show you is how to add titles. So let's say you want to add some alt text to your titles or even some of your paragraphs. What I can do is go into our h1 tag and type in title. This is where, oops, I can't type today. This is where the fun stuff happens. And if we save that, nothing will change here. But if I put my mouse over the H1, it says this is where the fun stuff happens. And you can do that with, if I copy this and paste it in my paragraph down here, this is also where the fun stuff happens. And I refresh it. Then when I put my mouse over anywhere on this paragraph, it gives you that text, which is a nice way to kind of hide stuff. Maybe, hey, don't forget to subscribe or something like that. I don't know. Cool. So now we want to add, we can add alt text to our address, which usually we would use a title, but we can also use alt equals and say google.com. And what should happen is if I put my mouse over it, because it's kind of overridden by that first one, but that'll give the alt text of google.com for anyone using a screen reader or websites. So, website search engines and spiders. So now we're going to go ahead and add an image. So let's find an image. We'll use our link to Google that we just made. And let's say flower. What are those? Flower. Alright. I'm going to go to images. And a little known trick. I'm going to go to settings. Yeah, settings, search settings. Nope, that's not it. Tools. Yes, tools. Usage rights. Labeled for reuse with modification. That means we could use these pictures for whatever we want. So let's go ahead and use this one. I'm going to right click on this and choose copy image address. And over here, I'm going to go ahead and not make a new paragraph, but I'm going to make a couple line breaks and some space. And I'm going to type in img for image, and then the source of that image, so src is equal to, and then in quotes, I'm going to paste the address to that image. And then I'm going to end the quotes and end the tag. So let's go ahead and save that. Go back to our great website and refresh. And we'll see that now we have a giant flower. So that's nice and all, but we also need to change the size of this because this is huge. So what we're going to do is right before the end caret, we're going to add a space and type in width equals, and let's just say we can do either pixels or we can do percentage. So I could say 25% right here and hit save, and it would be 25% of its original size, which is nice. Or I could say I want it to be 200 pixels because I need it exact, and then save that, and now it's exactly 200 pixels. So it works either way. You can also type in height and you can specify a specific height, but I prefer to just do width or height because it will basically automatically scale the other one. If we add something here like 500 pixels or 400 pixels, when I refresh it, it's going to be stretched. So it doesn't really look great. So I don't like adding both. I just like having one and adjusting the size as needed. And that way it keeps its aspect ratio perfect. We can also add an alt tag to that so that people with screen readers who are possibly blind or can't see the photo will know what it is. Photo of pink flower. That way they'll know that a photo of a pink flower came up there, and that will show up in our screen reader. We can also add a background color. So for example, I could type in BG color up here under body, and we want to use a color code or a standardized HTML color. So I'll show you what I mean. HTML color codes. This looks good. So every color has its own color code. Many of them can be referenced with regular terms like dark salmon or light salmon, but most developers use hex codes because you can actually use a color picker and get any color in the color wheel, and you can get that hex code and paste it right in. So if I were to paste that in and save it and refresh, now we have a gray background. Now what if we want to change the font color? Now there's two different ways we can do this. The proper way would be to add a style tag to this paragraph and say for P we're going to type in style equals, and then we're going to type in color :red. And this is a bit of CSS. This little portion right here is CSS, but it allows us to apply that style code to it. So if I refresh, this will be red. Now the other way to do that is, let's say we want to make, actually that looks awful. I need to change that to something else. Gray. Did I spell that right? Oops, no I didn't. I put an H. There we go. That looks awful too, but whatever. Dark gray. Nope, that's not one. Alright, so we're going to leave it gray for now. The other way to add color to a text, let's say I want to make dirt 4 a different color. I can actually go to a new tag called font and type in color equals and put in that tag. And I'll just end the font tag wherever I like to. So I could say I want this text to be yellow because I want to make something that's just going to be awful in the eyes apparently. And now it's yellow. So those are two different ways. We can also use these hex codes in either of these locations, either where I put yellow or where I put gray. You can use the actual specific color code for that if you'd like. But yeah, I'm going on 10 minutes again, so I think I'm going to pause here and we will continue the series on later. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment box below and let me know what else you'd like to learn in terms of HTML and what other series you'd like me to create, or if you have any questions regarding this series. All right, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Peace.